Is this your first podcast you've ever done?
It is.
Okay,
Big deal.
that's fair. That's fair. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to get you on nervous right off the hop. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Are you having a beer?
No, this is just piss. I like to
Oh,
drink
okay.
piss. I'm one of those people. Didn't you see that on
I
my
like.
Instagram? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, yeah, beer.
Have you ever actually drank piss though? Because
Ooh,
this girl has.
you
Not
have?
sexually.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
sexually.
It's for health.
No,
I've seen
it's
this.
for health. Like, no, I'm not weird. I'm just healthy.
I just like to drink pee. Oh my gosh, that is
It's
so funny.
family. It's like a family affair. I was taught this growing up, so.
Okay, sorry, just let me collect myself here. Oh my god. Starting at a 10 here. Holy shit. Okay. I was saying hi. Yeah, I'm Stefan. Um, any questions about doing a podcast or any questions about this show before because like we're recording this, I'm definitely putting that piss joke that what you just said is going in the podcast, but I'm just curious because I don't really edit it, but like I'll take out chunks, like something like this. Do you have any questions about what we're doing here?
No, because I did ask you in message if there was a format. You said no. I was crushing some episodes before this, so I feel like I got a little bit of a feel.
Okay, perfect. All right.
I'll be super embarrassed if you ask me about politics, but
yeah.
Hey,
okay.
I'm down for
fair enough.
Anything,
Dodge it,
really.
do whatever you want. We don't really talk about politics. We don't. Like what we do is we just kind of babble about it, and it's not a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Maybe you come up with something funny while we talk about some crazy current event that happened with, like, we're not like talking about the Republicans and Democrats and this new bipartisan bill. You know, it's just like, hey, did you see they thought Donald Trump was dead, the other weekend? Like,
right.
Like that. So
yeah, and I haven't seen anything. That's the deal. But so it's so totally cool with me because then I'll learn something. Maybe you can inform me or whatever. Yeah.
Sure. Probably not, but yeah. Okay, well, so I guess if you don't have any questions, we'll just get going then.
Let's rock.
All right. Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Canadian Talk. This is episode 130. We have a guest today. Her name is Dalaina Heiberg. As far as I know right now, you are a stand-up comedian. You started pretty recently, and you have a PhD. Is that real?
I do.
Holy shit! We actually have a real smart person on the pod.
No,
we've had a few PhDs, but I did an episode recently, and I won't say specifically who, but a very fake smart person, and they said
I'm the true dumb person at heart, for real. Okay?
That's the best way to just be dumb, and then once you say the occasional smart thing, people are like, "Oh, look at that!"
Yeah. Let's lower the expectations.
Yeah, this person was like, they said they had summa cum laude, which is, I'm not sure if you're Canadian or American, but in America,
I'm Canadian.
Like top of your class, like number one, and totally lied about it. So, yeah, it was apparently with magna cum laude, which is like top 20% of your class. So very different, I would say. But anyway, yeah, welcome to the show. So that's cool. So the PhD is real. Holy shit. So that would mean that whole mindfulness coach thing is real.
Right.
You have it. So Dalaina has a website, DalainaHeiberg.com. So you went with the .com, not the .ca?
I love my Canadians, but I don't know. It's just comedy transcends that border. And, a lot of comedy Canadians are also visiting .coms, but not a lot of Americans are visiting .cas. So it's to bring us all together.
Fair enough. That sounds like something that was told to you by like an agent or somebody who like understands. I don't even know the difference between .ca and .com. Like I don't know that, but it sounds like you like read a statistic or something where they were like, it was like from a census. Well, the Americans don't trust the .ca. I don't usually like. I guess .org is like the most trustworthy, isn't it?
I feel like you can't trust anything because anyone can buy one. But yeah, I guess org to me just sounds like you're like an organization or like the UN or something. But
yeah, but what's an organization versus a company? I don't know.
Yeah,
have to be nonprofit.
it sounds to me like it's for the public good, but I don't.
Yeah.
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 Versus .com, I'm for profit. I want to make money.
So you're for the public. So that makes you for the public bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we have Dalaina on the podcast here today because actually I saw you. Usually I find people on Instagram or I know them in person from like a university or something like that or comedy. But I actually came across you on Facebook with, I think you had a sponsored ad. Like it was one of those ones that a person pays for, or maybe it just was sheer luck.
It was just fucking good. It got out there, I guess.
Okay, good. So yeah, you don't do those. You don't do those sponsored.
No, not. Okay. I would do that maybe like no. I don't know under when circumstances you do that because I feel like if you do it and you're not ready, you look kind of silly. If something you pay for something, and then if you're good enough, your stuff's just gonna go. So I haven't thought of like I wouldn't do that yet.
I completely agree. It's kind of like cheating. So it's like because if you are good, the internet is supposed to catch on.
It should, but as we're talking, I'm like,
yeah, but like sometimes there's a lot of people out there who are always constantly like, oh, they suppress this or that, or like they have AI that tries to figure out what your political leaning is and then like suppress you. Or I don't know if that's real, but I guess at the end of the day, the people that work at the social media companies, I don't know, they make this stuff, so you would think there would be a human element there of bias.
Yeah,
but I mean that sounds conspiracy theory to me.
No, as we're talking, I'm like, no, I get why people buy ads actually, because I feel like even if you just say, certain words, stuff doesn't get out as much. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, right? So anyway, I saw your stuff on Facebook and you just seemed like a smart, like your bit was good. You seemed kind of new, but you looked like you were kind of catching on. And then I looked at a few things of yours and you just seemed like a nice person who's creating content to like make people happy, whatever that is, I guess. And your skits are hilarious.
Thank you.
Like the whipping cream one where you're like, oh, I've got this all natural whipping cream. And so now I don't even need to drink coffee. I just eat the whipping cream. That's hilarious. And you also you also have an Instagram under Dalaina Heiberg. You got everything there. And then your YouTube is also just Dalaina Heiberg. And I like some of your videos on YouTube where you do like those. I haven't watched a full one yet, but they're kind of long. But you just like go on nature walks and kind of say crazy shit. I don't know. Is it fair to say that?
Yeah. I mean, crazy shit today sounds like it's going to be something like conspiracy, but it's just me sorting out thoughts, anxiety, what's going on in life, trying to be a little bit motivational. It's almost like my positive inner self-talk.
Yeah.
And so I'm just practicing like my mindfulness. Yeah, no editing, I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah.
Yeah, me too. I have absolutely no training in any of that stuff. Like, so sometimes I feel like I should take some classes in it, but then I'm like, again, that's another thing where my ego is like, maybe I just need to make good stuff. And the editing is, again, it's cheating, you know?
I a little bit agree, or I just feel like if the editing is going to stop you, no, you should just do raw. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
The quality will bubble up and you'll get people. And then when you get good, you can pay an editor. I don't know, you know?
Yeah. So, well, thanks for coming on the show.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So do you have any pets?
I wish. Then again, I don't. I get micromanagey, extremely worried about like cats and dogs. Like I know when I lived with my brother for 1.5 years recently after I left academia, I went back home to rural Canada, was living back with my family and cats. I love them so much, but like I know their every micro movement. I'm just like, why isn't Cookie, sunbathing at 12 o'clock in the sunny part of the floor? Because if she's not there, like my nervous system's going off. I'm like, you guys, did someone not close the door last night? Like, what's going on? So I'm like so worried. So I don't think I should actually have them, but I do. I love them and I miss them right now. I try to pet dogs on the street. It's like my Cool. Do you have a hairless cat?
Yes, I have a hairless cat. But that's crazy that you say that. You are so freaking honest about like stuff. Like I feel like I'm kind of in denial of a lot of my stuff like that because I have I feel like I have that too. What's that called again? OCD. Like where because like I had a dog once with a partner, and then yeah, I have a cat now. But I'm the same. I'm constantly kind of worrying about her, over analyzing stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, I do have a pet. Yeah.
But the good probably outweighs it because I feel like they calm your nervous system too, and
Yeah.
like they're just a great companion. Yours doesn't.
No,
You
no,
went like,
no. I agree, but it's just like,
mm,
does the good
it's
overcome the bad
mm,
is the question. Because
right.
yeah, I don't know. You always hear people like, "Oh, I lost my cat," and it's like then they're wrecked for like 2 years.
It's so bad. Like,
Yeah,
have you lost like a pet yet that you're really close with?
yeah. I have in a couple of different ways too.
Really?
Depends what you consider losing it. Like, I've lost a cat, and yeah. What about you?
Well, I didn't really know why. It was hard for me to sympathize with people when they would lose like a pet and they'd be kind of devastated. Because growing up, we had like 20, 30 cats. One time we literally had 19 at a time. And we didn't live in the country, we lived right in town. And you couldn't always get to know the cats well. That's just too many cats. And so I wasn't super attached to any. You know, they were passing away, they were being reborn. It was just a whole
So,
cycle.
so you lived in the city, and you had at one time 30 cats in your house growing up.
I'd have to ask my brother. I believe he counted 22. It was like 19 or 22 sticking out. Yeah.
That's wild.
Definitely not in a city. The town I grew up in was 4,000 people in BC.
Oh, I see. So you had like a big yard in BC. Yeah, I was going to ask you where you grew up. Yeah.
Yeah, not like a big yard. Like we lived in the residential area, a couple blocks from the school, one of the schools. My mom was just like a eccentric hoarder, including of cats. So we just had a lot. So I wasn't super attached.
Yeah. Well,
But then,
cats are better than mice at the end of the day. So, and
yeah,
they're so good for
yeah,
keeping away mice. I hate mice.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy actually because our place was so unsanitary, but we didn't really have mice problems. So it's
Hmm.
true.
The mice were like,
Works.
ah, it's gross over there. Let's go over to the
Yeah,
neighbor's house.
yeah, they're like, I don't even care about the cats, but it's just like, man, give us like a clean bed for once or
Yeah,
something.
like they don't even have any good food. All she has is all this organic healthy
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, and just like piss. They just got piss on their
Yeah.
breakfast
The
table.
other
It's
day I
like,
saw the girl drink piss. I was
yeah, like that's like not even something most rodents do.
oh, this is our mice dialogue. I love it. This is like
Yeah.
like an animated show of
That's true. Yeah, the
oh
mice watching us.
yeah.
That's a good show. I should make that one day.
Yeah.
So, but then I living with my family who had the cats and being older and just being more connected with them. Like I got super attached to a cat even after like a month. Like 2 years ago, it got run over. I
Oh.
couldn't believe how it devastated like my brother and me and my dad. And I feel like I learned that like that's like a simple kind of grief
Mhm.
where you didn't have this complicated relationship with the cat. You didn't get in psychological fights with each other. They didn't ever let you down really. So like it's so easy just to be sad. And so it was like overwhelming. I don't know. It was like I'd never seen my dad cry so easily and give me a
Yeah.
hug. It was like so I was like, oh, okay, I get people when they lose pets. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's an interesting way to put it too. That you just kind of have an idealistic view towards the thing. So it's easy to just be sad. I don't know though. I guess in a sense, other than like being really particular and kind of like germophobia, I've never been
Mm,
super particular about that. Like I've always been able to have kind of a balanced view on stuff where it's like I won't for some reason I'm not that afraid, or like I don't have that much trouble processing death. Like it kind of
mm.
it's like happens and I'm like, "Okay, cool." I don't know, but that might be something wrong with me. When I was like 11, when I was like 11, I was helping this old guy, Wilbur. I was hanging out at the school, like in the playground, and then this old guy was at this bus stop, and I watched him kind of a few days in a row. Like I was having trouble getting from the bus stop to the old folks' home, so I went over there and I helped him. I would help him walk to the house.
Mm.
Then after I was doing it for like a couple weeks, I can't remember how long it was. He fell one time, fell right on his face, and he
Ugh.
hit his head, and he was bleeding everywhere. And lady came running over from the park beside, and I guess he had a heart attack and died right there on
In
the
front of you.
road. Yeah, yeah. But like, I was like, okay, this sucks, but I guess I didn't see him die. I didn't know he died. But they were like
Mm.
the MD ambulance, like the company that
Yeah,
but
interesting.
yeah,
I
but
find that interesting.
maybe that did something to me seeing it early on, but I don't know.
I mean, you're right. In one sense, it's so natural. It is the course of everything. So I kind of see where you're coming from. And I do feel like a certain degree of acceptance is like, it's just key to learning to be human. But like, yeah, might be, it's like, ooh, under the acceptance, is there actually some deep feelings? Or have you actually lost someone really close? Not maybe, maybe we shouldn't get too heavy.
Yeah,
but
we don't have to get too heavy in that.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
my grandma, so maybe a little bit. I was actually going to just say, when you dive into that, I was just going to redirect also back to you. So your PhD, you have a PhD. That's fucking amazing. Didn't you finished it?
I fucking finished it. I'm a doctor.
Wow, that's
And
kind of cool.
I love toting the title around, but like I'm being honest, I'm not being coy or humble when I say like I am actually a pretty dumb person.
Yeah.
Like I love how you just accept it. Thank you. Because
No,
most people
well,
are like,
I am too. It's funny. Sometimes I feel, sorry to interrupt. Sometimes
no,
I
please.
feel when people did that to me my whole life, because like I would do good in school, or I would, whatever. I'd be like, oh, I'm an engineer. They'd be like, oh, you're smart. Sometimes I feel like people almost call you smart. It feels like a put down somehow. Like they think, oh, look at this guy over here. He won't be fun to hang out with. He's just a smart guy.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And so that's where I feel like that.
Yeah. A little bit. I relate a little bit to that because I'm like, hey, you guys, I have other qualities that I actually relate to a lot more.
Yeah.
And that feel more authentic to me.
Yeah.
Smart was something I was trying on for a while.
Exactly.
And it served a purpose. I'm not saying I don't have my moments. I feel I have like a particular way of being smart, but it was not PhD smart.
Yeah.
And before we started this, I said, like, dude, if we talk about politics, it's going to be embarrassing because I don't really follow. Nothing stays in my brain that's like facts about the world, history, facts. It has to be just something like emotionally related. Like maybe I'm like a super just chick in that way. Like I don't know, or I just have to have like a really interest in it. Like
I think that's awesome though, because I feel like that you're like kind of following, I guess, that genderized kind of intelligence, like woman type of intelligence, because they say that ladies are smarter at that than men, because there is a lot of ladies out there who really just kind of try to hijack. They try to be smart in the way that men are smart. And again, I don't know, maybe we're getting political here now already because we're talking about genders being different. But anyway, I was going to say, like, so your PhD is in, I think I read this right from your website, Doukhobors and Canadian, was it multiculturalism?
Yeah, you got it. Like it is the umbrella.
And Doukhobors, like, sorry, just to jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Doukhobors, I know, is that there's a Doukhobors caves near, like, an hour north of my house where, like, there's a Doukhobors culture that lives in caves. Is that what we're talking about here for real? Or is this something different?
I'm very happy with my people if they're kind of like going cave right now, because that would fit with them. I wouldn't say that was our main like housing style. So but that would probably check out a little bit. I'm gonna have to look that up, because are they living in it all year round, or is this just like a cultural, maybe it's like a cultural preservation point or whatever,
Yeah, to get tourists in there, because I know that there's a turnoff off the highway where it's like, okay, this way, and this is hilarious that this is a tourist attraction, but because it's Saskatchewan's biggest tree, apparently.
Cool.
It's not even that big.
I love that.
Yes, you go down there, you go past the biggest tree, and then there's the Doukhobors caves, but I've never actually been there, so I'm not sure if it's a tourist attraction or not. One time though, I was driving by that tree, and we were like just hanging out there at this big tree. It's maybe like if you had three people arm to arm, you could put your arms around it. That's how big it is. But it's just an old dead tree by like a swamp that clearly just got too much nutrients or something. And I'm kind of like standing on this branch, and I'm leaning on this other branch, bouncing on it. And then the branch snaps, and there's a spiky, because it's got like spiky branches because it's all dead. There's this branch pointing right at my neck, and I just miss it. I literally almost impaled myself on this tree. It was kind of a near-death experience for me. But yeah, that's one of my only memories from the Saskatchewan's biggest tree.
Okay, quick follow-up. So like, that seems like pretty like ballsy. So you sat on like a landmark tree
I
and
know.
broke it.
There's
Like,
and I broke it. I know. I feel bad about it, but like there's no. Sorry to the people. There was no like guardrail or anything around it. I think you're allowed. The whole
right.
attraction of it is I think you're allowed to touch it, take a
Okay.
branch,
Yeah.
whatever.
I like that approach to even like statues when they encourage
Yeah,
you, or you
that's
can
how
skate.
BC and Saskatchewan are very different, hey? Because BC is
Mm,
like so legit. Like there's so much
mm,
money there and all that kind of stuff. So everything,
mm.
it's like there's real tourism.
Regulated.
Regulated,
Ah,
exactly. There's real tourism. In Saskatchewan, it's so cool. You can drive 3 hours up north and you won't see a person for days. Like you won't hear a car drive by on the highway for days.
yes, that's super creepy.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, I guess I grew up in a city that had about 300,000 people. So you're more rural than that.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So city guy from the big province of Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So my peoples, the Russian Doukhobors, they were kind of like anarchists of a certain
Okay.
Christian
Oh, and that's
flavor.
your ethnicity. You're a Russian person?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Half. My dad isn't, and I think that's good. We kind of got balanced out a little bit.
So that's what a Doukhobor is a Russian. Yeah, I was going to ask you, teach me a little bit about, Canadian multiculturalism. But I saw you got your degree from the University of Chicago.
I did, which is a big frickin' deal, you guys.
Isn't it funny? Why is there Canadian multiculturalism at the university?
They love that shit. They love that shit.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
They love Canada and Chicago or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. But you know how it's just like very helpful to have like contrasting cases and case studies, because like Americans, they do love their own politics so much and everything, but like political science departments there love to have international people come and study on things that are international. They want to have some Canadians. They have strong relationships, like centers where it's like Canadian American politics, that kind of stuff.
Isn't it kind of funny how Americans, the way they deal with their politics, it's like they treat it like religion in a way where this is one thing I find super funny about talking to people about politics is everybody seems to think they know everything about it. And then you talk to them for 10 minutes and it's like, you literally don't know a thing. You don't even know what liberal means. And it's like, you have all these opinions on all this stuff. It's like, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah. What do they call that again? Dunning-Kruger?
Right.
No. What's that? Is that called?
I think you're right. I recently learned what that meant, where it's like you learn a little bit about one thing and you think that you're a fucking expert.
Exactly.
Because you don't know. It's like you're so dumb to not know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's why partly I don't like talking about politics with people who are like, anyone who's just passionate or lit extreme, I'm just like, so boring.
Yeah, and it's a good way to get them mad at you, where it's like, because a lot of people don't know how to separate it either, where it's like, okay, I can tell they just want to chit chat, but also I feel like I'm getting judged here. Like if I say the wrong thing, they're going to like me less,
Yeah, like, and they might sound like it's sort of chill, like, no, like, I just want to, but you can tell that they can only see a certain viewpoint of it and they're just like so wedded to it and you're just like, oh, this is going to divide us now, unfortunately.
Exactly. And that's the trick. They always make it seem like, oh, it's nothing. Well, it's like, so what do you think? Do you think that trans people are all right? Or do you want men in the women's bathroom, or what do you think?
Just curious.
I'm just curious.
From what I've listened to your podcast, though, it seems like you like to talk about it, but you seem so Canadian, like a cartoonish version of a guy who's just like, oh yeah, no, so that's what you think, eh? Like, just you just like don't get worked up, and you seem like you're kind of like not. You definitely you like want to hear like leftist views, but I get the sense that you're not in that camp. But you just seem like very even keeled, just kind of like chill. And I don't know if it's like fake a little bit, or underneath you're like or not.
I don't know. That's all new to me. This is the most analysis I've ever had of me on the show. I love it. I do like to talk about it. I don't like to challenge people too much on it. I forgot what I was going to say, but maybe it's that. Maybe I just don't care enough about it. I'm not really sure. Like I'm coming off now as just like a negligent host because I don't care enough about stuff. But I
think that's kind of good.
Yeah, no, I do care. That's what I was going to say. I just like to talk to people. Really, I feel like I haven't gotten to talk to people enough in my life. Like I need more social. That's what the podcast is for me. I just want to meet more people because I feel like in Canada, at least in Saskatchewan, there is not that many people. So I'm like,
Yeah, the way you describe it, there's no one within 3 hour drive. So
well, maybe I'm being too like elitist about the type of people I want to hang out with, but in a city like Saskatchewan, you'd think there'd be enough cool people. But like,
mm,
I don't know. A lot of times
no.
cool, I don't know. Or they're the elitist because maybe I'm not hanging out with enough cool people because they're like, oh, let's not hang out with that guy. But my excuse is no, never mind. I won't say that.
Well, I'm with you. I like online stuff because there's a certain amount of like it's good not to just be in your own echo chamber just with your kind of people, but there's a certain amount of like you want to jive with people that
Yeah,
you really jive with. So it's
yeah,
like finding
yeah.
like-minded comedy people, etc.
Exactly. That's what kind of led it into it for me was I just was so into comedy. God, you just got me talking about myself here now, and I like to try to start the show about you. I'm so sorry. We will talk about
No,
you.
no,
We're here
I'm having fun.
we're here to talk about you. Um, yeah, I just liked comedy so much, and then I didn't like talking to people that much growing up, and then all of a sudden I really liked talking to people because like I saw that more where I guess I applied my competitiveness to the social interactions a little bit more, whereas I didn't
Mm,
before because I didn't think that people cared about that. I thought people cared about, oh, what have I accomplished? And then I was like, oh no,
yeah,
people also want to just be with fun people that are
connect.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I better put some attention into that. You know,
yeah, I relate to that.
yeah. There's nothing better than getting somebody to laugh.
I know.
Yeah. And then I started watching a lot of podcasts and stuff like that. And then I was like, hey, well, it seems like you can do comedy and it doesn't have to be up on a stage. Let's do
Yeah,
it. Let's do it, So,
yeah.
so,
Well,
yeah,
I feel like it's my fault that we're jumping around, but my brain just jumps around, and then I'm like excited to hear what you're talking about. But
yeah,
yeah,
me
I
too.
relate to all that. Yeah, no, that's partly how I got into comedy was and we left a trail of the Doukhobors. We didn't and my
Yep.
PhD kind of,
We'll
but
jump
who
back.
knows? We can circle back.
I was just about to
Yeah.
circle back to that. Yeah.
Um, I'm just trying to like not look like such a mess or something. Not like we have to talk about those things,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
No,
no,
I'd like to
I
know.
love.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about your PhD and tell me more about that, and then kind of like what got you into comedy.
Okay, let's do that. Well, part of it is honestly the Doukhobors. There's a
Okay.
trail here.
Yeah,
So
you're
let's
an actual
go back.
Doukhobor, and then you went
Yeah,
and studied that also.
yeah. So yeah, the Doukhobors like stood up like a bunch of like brave idiots to like the Tsar in Russia in like the 17 and 1800s and to the church because they were like Christian and spiritual, but they didn't follow the Bible. They were just like, it's all within us kind of thing. And so the church and the state didn't like them. They were pacifists. So they got rid of all their weapons, which got Leo Tolstoy, the Russian writer, all like hot about them because he's all obsessed with pacifism. So they had these like cool people facilitating like their migration to Canada, like famous anarchists and stuff. So they get to Canada because Canada wanted settlers to like take Indigenous land and make it productive. And the Doukhobors were great at that. Great potato growers, great gardeners. So they come over here.
Did the English do any of that to help as well? Was it like,
Yeah.
because I feel it's sounding a lot like Mennonites, because I feel like Mennonites are Germans that kind of did a similar thing.
Yeah. Canada liked like the religious agriculturalists because they were already self-organized.
Yeah.
So they were like gonna like you could bring a whole bunch of them. They ran their own communities.
Yeah.
But the Doukhobors were like they came under the understanding that they were basically gonna be like their own country. Like they weren't gonna follow Canadian laws. Like they didn't believe in like state countries. They didn't believe in like earthly politics.
Yeah. But quick question. Quick tangent, but keep your story with the Doukhobors going. Because I'm super curious about this, and I feel like you're the most qualified person I've ever had to ask this question. And to me, it's like a super important question, kind of. Like, and maybe it's simple, though. But, like, I'm curious to hear your take on it. So, is Canada... Give me your... I want to know your theory on it. So much stuff. It's ridiculous right now, like mindfulness and all that stuff, too. But, like, is Canada a multicultural country? Or is it a person who goes, Canada's a white country? Is that just racism? Or like, so I've heard it put like this before, like you go to China and you get, let's say you somehow as a white person get a Chinese citizenship and you're a citizen of China. Does that make you Chinese? Not really. So Canadian, what is that? Is it meant to be a mishmash of white people, or so is it a white country? People like, let's say, an East Indian person, or an Indian person, or
Yeah.
Pakistani person, they come to Canada and they go, "Oh yeah, I've got my permanent citizenship. I'm a Canadian." Is that okay? Are they allowed to
Yeah.
do that? What is Canada supposed to be? How is it? I don't know anything about its founding.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna break my brain trying to answer, because this is what my degree is about, but this is where like my smartness kind of fails. My thoughts will be all over the place, but let me give it a little
Okay,
stab.
go for it.
Because it's a big deal. So,
Yeah.
and I am like fairly apolitical. I kind of believe in just like, I don't want someone heavy-handed governing over me, but I also don't want to be a super active citizen. I want to focus on comedy. I'm not like an activist. So I actually prefer like government and laws and order out there, but I'm not like yay for them. I'm not on some people's sides. I just want to like have a safe place to do my own stuff. So I'm saying this from someone who's kind of like hands off a little bit, but objectively, the French and English came over as wanting to establish like a new nation, and they cooperated with each other because they kind of had to also hold off power from the states creeping up. But also, they did the English crown recognize Indigenous peoples as sovereign. Like there's treaties, there's recognition from way back in the day of seeing them as their own peoples. So technically, there was 3 political peoples who started Canada, made agreements. So just from that perspective, it's pretty interesting. Like we have a very multinational. We're actually not just multicultural. We have like 3 nations that started us. So like from that point of view, it's just kind of inaccurate. We're not just like white from the beginning. There was a huge, obviously, influence of French and English, which have their own like separate traditions as well. But the Indigenous influence was huge, and like obviously, it's very contentious. So I don't want to get too much into like the contemporary politics and stuff. But like, so when people were coming, the Doukhobors were different. Yeah, you could have Indian people come in, Irish, etc. At the beginning, Canada didn't govern too closely over them because it was more interested in the economic and state building capacity of just wanting to settle the land. You're like, this is ours. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't, there's almost sometimes a bit of freedom in not conforming too much. On the other hand, everybody has traditions of being super racist and periods of time. So like, definitely like a Christian white nationalism became more and more put out there by Canadian politics. So people who are coming over, we're experiencing like crazy racism, like the Chinese who built the railway, Indigenous people, the Doukhobors too. Like definitely I think it's just been this conflict, like kind of paradox. It's always been contradictory. Yeah. On the one hand, there's been like a very strong liberal streak that was sometimes sown with like an ethnic component, the whiteness. But at other times, liberalism has been very like, no, the ethnic part doesn't matter. It's about the principles of individualism and like capitalism and stuff. And it doesn't matter. Anybody can join. But I think that overall, the trend has always been people can keep their traditions, and it actually, as so long as they abide by Canadian laws and constitutional principles of like free speech for everyone has basic liberties. You can't not let women drive, or just like different. There are certain traditions from people from abroad that are like at odds if they wanted to enforce them here. But on the most part, I think Canada's has been built on like, no, you don't got to give up too much. Just like also, learn the Canadian ways too, but Canadian ways are about letting you have your ways too. So
yeah. Do you think down the road a little bit that we might start to kind of European out a little bit? Like, I guess ultimately, if you see Canada as kind of like a social multiculturalism experiment being done by the French and the British or whatever, do you think that we'll eventually need to create smaller areas, or do you think that
Right.
all come together? I guess that's the big question
Yeah.
about Canada as an experiment. Hey?
And by the way, the telling that I said, like, that's just like the way that I've learned it, see it. Other people are going to be able to bring in other historical facts. You can correct me, you guys. Just like, don't get too mad.
Yeah. No, nobody will. Nobody
No,
will.
but you're right. Like, it's an impossible experiment in ways because, like, countries like the Scandinavian countries, they are doing well socially because they're homogenous. Like, everybody kind of, for the majority, is
Yep.
They don't have a huge multicultural population.
Yep.
So they all tend to have similar values.
Mm-hmm.
The resources are available, so they don't have these conflicts. So it's actually, when people talk about like, oh, why can't we just be more like them? It's like, because no one is trying to mishmash so many people together as much as like the newer settler countries, which
Exactly.
like Australia, the US, Canada.
It's just harder to make it efficient. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. But you're right that like devolving powers, on the one hand, you can devolve like them democratically, so just like more local people have more power. But if the local people are like super different, it's going to be hard. But that is kind of like the nature of trying to get along with people. So I don't know what the answer is, but
yeah, for sure.
I'm scared. I'm scared of what's the world. That's all.
Yeah, because like I mean, then you look at Alberta, and it's like,
oh yeah, they want to
leave or whatever. Hey, real quick, pause. I noticed that when you nod and when you kind of move around, the camera is shaking a tad.
Okay.
What kind of a table you got going on there? Is it like?
It's called my lap.
Oh, it's your lap. Okay, got you.
So when I
all right, fair. Oh, then don't worry about it so much. I was just checking to see if we could improve it. That's all right.
Right.
But yeah, so like, yeah, it's important. Like you wonder about the European question to do with where Canada's going, because we've got Alberta wanting to separate, and we've got so much tension in between everything. And it's like, it's pretty clear that the statistics are showing that, oh, hey, a homogenous society functions kind of way better. Like if you look at Russia, for an example, I mean, this completely self-sustaining country, the whole world has basically cut them off, and they're still killing it. You know what I mean? And it's like, so it's tough.
It's weird though, because Russia, look at it on a map, it's crazy. It goes into Asia. Like they have so many Asian people, and like kind of like the Caucasus region is like.
So that would take that homogeneity away, right? Because you've got different skin colors, but then I guess do they all stick to the Russian Orthodox religion over there? Or
you're right, because they have a more centralized, I think, national identity.
Exactly. So that, I mean, that's, I guess, what we're just kind of trying to establish in Canada. But it's so tricky because the way that white liberal, like I guess I'd call it white liberalism, is right now is like, it's so exclusionary. Like you see, like you just look at Don Cherry. He was supposed to be, I always bring him up, and I actually interviewed a wood carver who made a statue of Don Cherry that got really famous. I love Don Cherry. I thought he stood for a lot of what Canada is, and and then we canceled him. He's in the bush now in a cabin, kind of getting old, because we took him off TV. And at the end of the day, you may not know too much about this. Sorry, I'm talking about my niche.
No, that's okay.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Whatever right now. He was doing one of his things, like Hockey Night in Canada stuff, like he does. And what he did, so this is what got him canceled, if you don't know, he just was like, it was during Remembrance Day, which whatever. And he was like, he was trying to get everybody to wear the poppy. He's like, you guys come over here, whoever it is, and you don't give any like love to the people who put their life on the line to save us and all this. So if you can, just go buy a poppy. Like that's basically all he said. And because he said "you people" or something,
I see.
He got canceled, and
right. That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's yeah. No, I don't really like canceling, and especially when it's ambiguous what he meant. And even if he meant you people, then it's like have a discussion about it. Also, people get to just have different perspectives. I don't know. I like finding common ground too, and I don't like people being judged based on like one part of themselves too. Like definitely not one clip, but even like one part of their view. It's like, you probably know in Saskatchewan, in small towns, there's some like the nicest people that I could be around who will be there for you. They're good. They're so good to their families. Maybe I don't agree with them on every political view or whatever, but like I see so much like goodness in people. But it's like, yeah, you can find things to like tear apart about each
Sure.
other pretty
Yeah.
easily.
And
Yeah.
just to finish my point, I was just saying that like yeah, with the way that white liberalism is right now, it would be hard for Canada to establish that more centralized. Hey, this is the religion, this is the language or whatever. I think because we're so opposed to that now. It seems. I
Yeah.
don't know if we'll ever get past that. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, you were talking about to jump way back. You were talking about kind of Canadian history and
Oh,
Doukhobors coming
yeah.
over and how
Right.
everything was
Yeah.
established. I have a theory that like tell me if this is even accurate at all because I do say it a lot and I'm not sure if it's right. Um, there was a lot of tension between the English and the Irish, I think, back in the UK. And there's a lot more Irish people in the United States than in Canada, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's not something I know, but I just assume based on population numbers, and I think a ton went over there, so I think
Yeah.
so.
They had so much
Yeah.
people so much faster than us. I wonder if it was just because it's not cold down there or something. But like it's crazy. I guess because they were there a lot earlier too, right? Like 200 years
Right.
before us or something like
I
that.
guess so.
Yeah.
Couple of dummies trying
Yeah.
to remember the dates, but
Yeah. So really, so let's jump back past all the intellectual bullshit too. So
yeah.
like what got you tell me more about what you do. So if somebody came along and they're like, "Hey, I want a little bit of mindfulness coaching from
Yeah.
Dalaina, or I want to hire her as a stand-up," uh, what would that look like? What would the mindfulness coaching look like? And how long have you been doing comedy and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I got into mindfulness stuff. Like I've always kind of dabbled in like meditation and trying to figure out what's going on with my mind, like since like high school and stuff. And then I just felt like I never knew if I was meditating right. So like a couple of years ago, I was like, I'm gonna pay for like a course to become a teacher, because when you learn to be a teacher or something, you learn it better.
Is it fair to call mindfulness kind of like a personal where you're trying to kind of cure anxiety, or because like everybody nowadays has anxiety and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to take pills to fix it and all that kind of a thing. Are you more?
Right.
Do you believe that that all that kind of a stuff, meditation and mindfulness, is kind of a way to tackle some of those problems naturally versus the pharmaceutical?
Yeah.
Or which side of that debate are you on?
Well, I'm definitely not on one side. I think that there's a place for both. And sometimes, like, I don't think meditation or mindfulness is like a cure all for everything. Sometimes I feel like, no, I just got to go for a run, or I got to get sleep, or I got to talk to a friend. But I do feel like in the most basic sense of what mindful meditation is, which is the type I was taught and which kind of says what mindfulness is. So the type I practice is just about bringing your attention to the present moment, seeing what arises without judgment, and to try to keep your focus, you just focus on your breath. And so it's so boring. I find it so irritating because I do have a very racing mind. But I find that for me, it's like I'm living with my mind all the time. It'd be good to sit down and watch it sometimes, just like how I watch TV. So it's like learning to just watch your thoughts as they come in and just become more familiar with like how do a lot go off? What kind are going off? And so that's I do think that
when I started doing yoga, I started doing that a lot, and I feel like you're talking about like the mechanism of becoming a good listener. Is like you have to do that. Just be in the present and breathe and wait for your turn to talk. Because like so many people interrupt horribly.
I do.
Yeah.
Does it feel like that?
No, not at all.
No? Okay.
Oh, I've experienced so much worse. You are not bad at that at all. Yeah.
Okay, because I want to so bad.
The problem is like some of my best friends are like they interrupt so bad, and I tell them, and they don't even care. It's just
they
the
don't
way
care.
I am.
Right. No, but you're right. Like it's kind of developing a patience for like just the moment to be happening. Yeah. And so I do think it helps with active listening, which I can be sometimes bad at if I'm not super like connecting and interested. But yeah, I think that in general, I think that some people, the one weird thing about it, I think some people almost like experience like a disassociation, and it can be like really wig them out, and they'll be like, I'm tripping, I don't know, like it's bad. A few people, it's like that.
If they're not hearing their own voice, they're just like, whoa, where am I?
Yeah, I mean, it is weird because like I don't know, when have you done it lately, sitting down like in a room and just not doing anything and just listening. It's, to me, it weirds me out. It does
It's
feel
weird
weird.
because sometimes negative stuff pops up and you're like, whoa, I don't
Oh
want that.
yeah.
I don't want that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
use podcasts a lot for that to like distract me, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. But then there's like the new movement now of like the left hating podcasting, thinking it's a right wing media. And then
Mm.
like they make fun of it. They go, oh, it's just like friend simulator. And it's like, God damn it. That's so accurate that it hurts my feelings. You know?
Friends simulator, what does that mean? Like you make your friends through it, or what does that mean?
No, that they think that like when you watch podcasts or take it in, that you're just kind of like hijacking that social experience where you should go and have your own friends, but you're just, oh, I want
Gotcha.
these friends, you know?
Oh yeah. No, as like an introverted person and stuff, I'm like, yeah, no, give me the fake relationships. They that is like
Me too.
exactly partly why I use it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah,
And
no, sometimes I think it's good to distract yourself, because if you're ruminating and your negative thoughts are really going hard, then I feel like, no, you got to choose your strategy. Sometimes it is put on something to occupy your mind.
yeah,
At other times, it's almost like working out, like put in your reps of being like, I'm going to sit down and try to not be overcome by the negative thoughts and learn to just observe them. So
exactly.
that if someone, so I just learned how to do the one basic style. I practice it myself. And then I just practice these moments all the time, like tuning in throughout the day and just being like, oh, where was my mind? Okay. Just kind of take a breath and be like,
Yeah.
I'm here. I just kind of like cleanse from everything going on, and then being more deliberate about where I want my attention to go.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, if I could just kind of compliment you a little bit more here, I would say I feel like that's something that I see about you and the way you do your professional practice with whatever that is at its stage now, because you're, I would say you're still pretty young. Um, I see, like, because you do that, and I don't see that in too many medical or smart type of academics, is that you are weaving that comedy into it a lot, which I think is so smart. But
Yeah.
I've kind of seen the power of that, where I don't know, I see that you do that. I think that that's really smart. You know,
Oh, thank you. Do you mean in like doing my coaching and
yeah,
mindfulness to be like funny and yeah.
your whole persona that you have online with trying to help people. You don't make it an ego thing like a lot of, I'm not trying to attack doctors here or anything, but a lot of doctors have big egos and they like to try to be so official and they see that as a part of their professional practice. I see it in engineering too, but you know, it maybe engineering's a little more rigid because it's more like technical stuff, but
Right.
I do find that the power of not taking yourself too seriously can
Yes.
be huge. And it in the long run, it will just give you more credibility because over the people who are always taking themselves so seriously and then they say something wrong here or there. And then it's like,
Right.
well, you screwed yourself now. It's like
I
rather than the
agree.
people who are like, no, I'm going to just do my best. I'll be hyperbolic when I want. I'll stick to, I'll teach somebody something when they're ready to hear it. And that kind of a thing rather than just trying to
Yeah.
force it.
I mean, it's almost like a self-defense mechanism where, again, kind of like
Yeah.
we were talking about, don't make me a smart person. Don't make
Yeah.
me a guru. Like I joke that like I'm like amazing guru, so like people should sign up for my coaching.
Yeah.
But no, it's all tongue in cheek because I'm not, because yeah, I think what you're getting at too is like experts having a status above you. And like I just
Yeah.
I can't even pretend. I don't have that. I'm working
Yeah.
on it every day.
Yeah,
So
and for
like,
anybody who wants that, they can find that. They can sign up
yes.
for your coaching at your website, which is DalainaHeiberg.com.
Yeah. So it's both meditation if someone just wants to develop a meditation practice, or general life coaching because I just like talking about big picture. I want to help you with your goals. Or if people just want to have a one-off session of just like be a soundboard. I'm also into some like woo stuff. I'll interpret your dreams and everything. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me of a story. If I can just babble real quick.
Please.
In terms of the dreams thing, I have had some crazy dreams. And I've been wondering why I've been having it. So I use marijuana kind of sometimes here and there. So I thought that was causing me to have a lung problem. And I was like, oh shit. And I was going to sleep and I was having crazy, lucid, vivid dreams about stuff. I could tell you the details about it maybe. But then I came up that I built an expansion onto one of my houses. Like it's where I live. And I built a bathroom, a full bathroom with like vanity, shower, toilet, all that kind of stuff. But the floor system underneath that expansion, I wasn't sure if it was going to freeze the pipes. So I didn't put a P-trap on the shower. And for showers, you need to have a P-trap. I just put like a cover over the drain. And I was like, okay, that'll keep the sewer gases out good enough. And we're probably good. Let's just test it like this without the P-trap, make sure the pipe doesn't freeze. And then next year we'll add a P-trap. I never got around to adding the P-trap. I did recently. And I found out that all the breathing problems I was having was because of the sewer gases in my bedroom, in my ensuite bathroom that I made.
Oh, fuck.
Not from any type of marijuana or anything. And I believe, and since I fixed it, I'm having less of those crazy dreams. I'm thinking that the sewer gases might have been what was causing these crazy dreams. And like, I've almost thought like I should put an on-off valve on this pipe so that if I want to start having some crazy dreams, I can just turn it on and like poison myself for a little while and have some dreams. And when I don't want to have them, I can just turn it off. But yeah, so
just hot boxing yourself with piss every night is all I'm hearing. Like just piss fumes.
I poisoned myself with shit fumes for 2 years. Like,
I feel like we've only talked about pee, but I'm sorry, I was partly distracted. I've never heard the term P-trap. Is that just a technical term?
So yeah, I was doing that hand thing to try to kind of show you. So yeah, it's a technical term. So like under your sink, so for sinks, toilets have them built into the actual toilet itself. So that pipe doesn't need it. But for installing any other type of appliance, it's just like a thing that goes like this. It's in the shape of a P basically. But it's just like
it's not. This has nothing to do with piss, or it does ultimately.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't have anything to do with piss. No.
Okay.
No. It's just a water puddle that forms in the U portion of the pipe, and it traps the gases from getting past that location in the pipe.
Interesting.
Exactly.
I love that I love these like rudimentary technologies.
Yeah, that's civil engineering stuff. Yeah, that's kind of like that's what's so silly. That's what really killed my ego very on in my academics was realizing that, because I was doing engineering and I'm a civil structural engineer. So I do structures and civil, which just basically means all the water and all the stuff that people need for buildings. And I was like, God, I am just a glorified plumber. And when I came, and not that nothing's wrong with plumbing, like I came to terms with that when I was like 19, and I was like, hey, let's stop thinking I'm actually some smart scientist here, because I'm not, but really though, understanding those rudimentary things, like you said, is so cool, because you can just build your houses. And because like I've built a lot of buildings, and yeah, it really is basic to build a building. Everybody should know how to build their own building, but they just don't. No,
that we don't out here. Like,
maybe it's like with you and you're like kind of what your medical stuff. It's like once you know it, and you think everybody should know it. Before you knew it, you it wouldn't have been obvious to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's super interesting. I mean, yeah, probably the dream thing. I'm sure that your brain was just processing toxic gases and maybe not just that though, but like it was giving your subconscious a chance to also churn through some deep shit at the same time.
Maybe. Yeah. The dreams were always like I was in big buildings that have complicated hallways and I was running away from something and stuff like that. But then sometimes, it would be like hockey, like stuff from my past or golf or whatever, just boring stuff. So
it's not boring though. It's not boring when you get into it, but
yeah, fair enough. So what really inspired you? So if I could learn more about how you got to where you are, like what inspired you to incorporate comedy into your professional practice and then kind of do stand-up comedy yourself? Like you're really not phoning it in. You're actually trying to do the art of standing up and doing it too, as well as incorporating it. What inspired you to do that?
Well,
do you have a hero in comedy? Like, do you have a hero in comedy, like a favorite?
I always, it's always shifting who I feel like most, like I'm learning something from or most entertained by somebody. I heard in one of the podcasts you guys were talking about Jordan Jensen, how much you liked her. She's been like a contemporary influence on me. I really like her raw style of just just the unfiltered thoughts. Like the more that you let those come out in stand-up, the better. Like the things that are embarrassing, it's all like because we literally all have that weird script in our head. So
that's one thing I wanted to quickly say about your comedy too, before you continue, is I love it because when I watch you up there, every different comedian has their own little style and way of delivering. when I watch you, it almost kind of comes off like you're nervous or new, which you are.
Yeah.
But like, I like that when I watch you, I can see that you're thinking while you're doing it. I know that's the hardest part. It's easiest to be up there in front of people and stick to a script. Like, I've been in front of
Yeah.
hundreds of people myself doing it, and it's just like, okay, it's easiest to stick to a script. But the
Right.
real beauty in it is trying to not do that. And I can see
Yeah.
that you do that.
Yeah, no, thank you. I am like, I love seeing comedians do really smart, clever written stuff. But my favorite is when there is that looseness where they connect with the crowd and there's a bit of like breathing new life into it spontaneously.
Yeah.
So yeah, now where I'm at, which I don't do it. I want to do it a little more consistently come the fall when I have a bit more time and stuff. But in the last year, as I've been going along, that's been my goal. Like, be myself a little more, have fun, be ready for the moment. I have written bits that I believe in, but like I want to like feel like this is a time that we're having live right now. What's happening? And I do find that often like the riffs and stuff that come out, then I keep them because they're good or whatever. So
exactly. Yeah. I love podcasting for that. Like I come up with so much stuff and yeah. So Jordan Jensen would be your favorite comedian then, hey?
I wouldn't say like she's just like in the realm of people that I find funny or I have admired. Joe List is one of my all-time favorite like contemporary ones. I love his podcast with Mark Normand.
Yeah,
I love that kind of just shooting the shit
for sure.
Fun. But yeah, like
what I like about Jordan Jensen before you continue there, remember what you say is she was raised by lesbians. Like her mom is a lesbian and so was I. And like I feel like that rawness that she has, I feel like that develops in people that have families like that, because at a very young age, you kind of like, sure, I think that people with heterosexual families, like you're embarrassed of your parents. Sure. Every kid is. But like when you have a different kind of a family unit, especially let's say 20 years ago, maybe now it's more accepted, but who knows?
Back then, no.
Back then it wasn't. And that's her time, because I think she's around the same age as us. And it's like, it makes you have to really deal with embarrassment very early on, so you're not afraid of it, Yeah.
Well, my mom, like growing up, I was perpetually like embarrassed and humiliated because my mom was a hoarder in a small town. She also, because she was Doukhobor, she didn't believe in authority. So she just like, she'd have the cops chasing her. She'd do literal car chases and like, so I was super embarrassed by her. So but I also, she was very original, I feel like, as a person and loving. So it was like a good influence ultimately for comedy.
It just takes time to grow up and become an adult to really appreciate your parents for what they were as an individual. I know I'm the same way about my parents. I was embarrassed of them. And then I felt a lot of guilt for a lot of years because I felt like I didn't give them enough credit but now I have such a good relationship with my parents. Like,
I love that.
I have so much respect for them, and they're so smart. They're so smart. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, no, I almost feel like that's a healthy arc though. You got to like reject your parents, find your own individual identity.
Yeah. Some people are so hesitant to like admit their faults. They do it to a fault. It's crazy, you know, because there's so much benefit in doing that.
Yeah. And then I love like Brian Regan, like as a more classic stand up for me.
Yeah, he's an older guy, right? He's hilarious. Yeah.
Like one of his early specials, like I've never laughed that hard. I don't
a lot of people say, I've heard a lot of famous comedians say that that's one of the best specials ever made, actually.
It has to be. It's so yeah.
I liked it.
But then I love like dark comedians like Doug Stanhope and stuff where like it gives me inspiration, because more and more I have a lot of like dark material that I still feel like I need to find the finesse and figuring out how to get audiences comfortable with it and make sure it's funny enough to do the dark stuff. So I like absurdist kind of stuff too. Zach Galifianakis comes to mind.
Zach Galifianakis I'm not sure if he's made any other specials really. I've only seen his Live at the Purple Onion one, and that is just so unique.
I loved it.
Great.
Yes.
Did you happen to see Joe List's movie that he made with Louis C.K.?
I still have to buy it. I gotta get it.
I'll give it to you on like Dropbox or something.
Oh,
I have it all bought.
I want to support him.
Hey, there you go.
But
yeah.
He has a new one out too, right? Have you seen it? Like the documentary about?
Yeah, I seen them
Good
both.
too.
But yeah, really
Cool.
amazing. But yeah, 4th of July is the movie that we're talking about, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a
Okay.
family
Cool.
drama. I love family dramas.
You do
Yeah.
like. Is it funny as well, or is it? But maybe that's like the first. It's not the first intention. Like I don't really
Yeah,
know too
it's
much.
funny. It's funny in that new aged kind of absurd way where they're kind of
Mm,
like making fun of the idea of how nervous the modern adult is, and just like
yeah.
him kind of working through that, and you kind of get to laugh at it. It's one of those movies
Right.
where it makes you feel good about yourself, sure, because
Cool.
pretty self-deprecating for his character, but
Yeah.
yeah, I liked it. I liked it. So yeah, check it out. I'll show it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Promoting it,
Cool.
but yeah, definitely give them money. I never mind. I won't give it to you for free. Go pay them.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll go
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Um. Yeah. I don't remember what topic we were on or what
So how long
question,
have you
but
been doing stand-up comedy?
um. Yeah, just kind of a little bit off and on for a little over 2 years.
Okay, and
Yeah.
are you liking it?
Oh yeah, yeah, I love it, but it's also the most intense thing. So it's like love hate because it challenges my ego and nerves and everything to go out because um yeah, like it, right? Like it just
Yeah.
has to,
Oh,
especially
it's
this
so hard.
early. So
I have so much trouble with nerves. I've talked about this way too much on the podcast, but yeah, it's part of the reason
yeah.
I like podcasting because I get less nervous. But like I
Yeah, I
still
want to
shit my
start a
pants every
podcast.
morning that I have a podcast that day. But like the shitting the pants before like a stage performance, I don't think I've had enough experience with it in my life, and it's so much different than sport performing in sport that it's
Mm,
like I just can't handle it. Like I can't handle the
really?
nerves where I can't be myself up there, whereas on a podcast I can.
Yeah. Okay. Because I sometimes I think about it like, oh, it's okay, Dalaina, you're nervous, but like just like an athlete would be like have adrenaline before a game. I try
Yeah.
to tell myself it's just like adrenaline, and it just I always feel like I get something, I learn something, and it's kind of like a mushroom trip and an ego death experience. I'm like I always feel like I'm getting closer to being myself on stage. I have more reps to come, lots more to come, but in my experience so far it is getting a little better, and it is, I think that just the more that I lean into, yeah, like I'm here to have a little fun, that's going to be good energy for them, and bring material, just like have a game plan, or work on not having material. So it's but yeah, my comedic interests are everything. Like doing sketches comes like fairly naturally to me. So to me, like I could do, if I need to figure out a way to pay my bills and have put out content more regularly because I have a backlog of so many fucking sketches, and I could put them. Oh, and it's kind of not even just edit. I don't really need to edit them much, but just the literally going sifting through, making sure like one is ends where I want it to, putting it out. It just takes so much time. But I love doing sketches. I'm learning more about like movies, and I'm gonna like over time I'm gonna write some of those and
Wow.
stand up. But yeah, I think that, and definitely podcast. I love podcasting. This is the first time I've ever done it, but I already love it.
That's so
I
cool.
love watching
You're a
them.
natural. You're a natural.
Oh, thank you,
Do
thank
you
you.
ever watch podcasts? Like you mentioned the Joe List one. Do you have any others?
Yeah.
I know they're time consuming, so it's tough to really take in too many of them. But
Yeah, I cycle through. So I'd say in the last little while, the comedy ones are Dana Carvey and David Spade's Fly on a Wall, because you're iffy
I
on
don't
that
like
one.
that one. Do you like Jordan
No,
Benson's podcast with that tattooed gay guy? I forget his name.
I
Ian
haven't watched it.
being
Oh yeah,
Jordan with being Ian with Jordan or
I used to watch that one a ton. So that
yeah.
was good time, good time.
Yeah. Capped out on
Yeah.
it. You decided it wasn't your thing.
No, it's not. It's never that something is no longer my thing. In like, oh, I don't. It's more just literally.
A
I
cycle.
feel like a new part of me is being called to get developed with some other person or something. So probably the ones I'm into right now. Yeah, now I'm like, oh, he's gonna hate this one too. But yeah, like Mike Birbiglia is because they break down bits more. So that one. Conan O'Brien, I do like his, but it's just it's like if it's in the morning. He has when Kevin Nealon is on that podcast, I also have never laughed harder.
Kevin Nealon is the best. There's older comedians sometimes that hit such a high level, they're almost godly. Like Harland Williams and Kevin Nealon are two that I think of right off the hop that are like They are amazing.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Harlan Williams was also been one of my favorites of just so goofy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I used to watch his. Yeah, I love the Canadians. I love Tom Green, and Norm Macdonald. Obviously, he's not on a podcast right now, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I gotta start one day though.
Yeah, maybe you should. Did you play any sports growing up?
I did. I was forced to. In my family, we were forced to play sports. Like, I had to play hockey on the boys' team since I was like 4.
No way.
And then I retired at 8. I was like,
oh yeah,
skates off is enough for me. Yeah, no. And I realize now, like, I'm so introverted that team sports took so much out of me, but I didn't know at the time.
You're preaching to the choir here on that.
Really?
I'm the absolute same.
And I had 3 brothers. One passed away, bless them. But I had 2 older brothers, 1 younger, and I was smashed in the middle of them. So it was just like, okay, everybody, you're going to your sports. And so I was just shepherded into all the team sports as well. So yeah, hockey, soccer, baseball, those were the young ones. And then as I got older, I was choosing to play sports, but I think I just thought I had to. Like, I played girls rugby, basketball, volleyball. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. I'm curious, like, so growing up, the hoarding thing that your mom would do, would you ever like, because with my parents, I would always, they were very religious, and I was always like, it got me overanalyzing religion a lot. And I used to always watch like scholars like debate religious stuff. And I'd always try to get them to not be religious. I'd be like, you guys understand that it's kind of, I don't think they like gay people. And then like stuff like that. Did you ever try to like understand, like, why was your mom a hoarder?
Yeah. Sorry if that wins the podcast. I'm getting over a cold.
No worries.
I need to learn more about it now. I feel like we would know more about it now, but I think it's like a form of OCD.
Oh.
And I also think that she probably had ADHD and just kind of like, just a lot of the classic things that hoarders say, like there's a confluence of so many things of like, she was an artist. She was good at art. She was just kind of like a quirky personality. And so she was just like, I see the good in everything. Like, we might use, what if you want to start like a jamboree band? Or like, what if you want to learn how to throw darts and like become the best dart player? Like, she just always had like a reason. And I think just having like this eye for appreciating things, like an artistic eye, which I honestly, me and my sisters and stuff all struggle with it because we're all kind of creative and we're just like, got to keep the hoarder bug away. Cause like, it's like, I just like can see kind of value or project use for things. But yeah, I think at base, it must be some kind of OCD, maybe tied to like scarcity mindset. I don't know exactly.
Yeah. So you grew up in BC and then like you live in Calgary now?
I do.
What made you move?
So because I went to school, I did my undergrad in Vancouver. I lived there for like 8 years in total. And that was the closest big city, to me. And then I moved to Chicago for grad school. And that's where I actually started comedy, just for like 6 months. And then I had to leave the country for the visa reasons. And then I was like, okay, I kind of retooled in the boonies and I was like, which city am I going to go to next so I can get back more into stand-up proper? And I was like, I already did Vancouver. I can't handle the weather. It's kind of clicky and stuff. And Calgary, sunshine, bigger. Maybe, I don't know. It just seemed like let's
Calgary
give that a go.
Like an awesome place. I love it. They have lots of casinos because I like playing poker. So I really like Calgary for that.
Yeah.
They also, God, you know what sucks about, because I wish my city was just a little bit bigger, because there is this Italian sandwich shop in Calgary called the Italian Store, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there to get these Italian sandwiches that I've been trying to make at my house, and I cannot get it. Like, it must just be the quality of their ingredients, but they're such good sandwiches. I feel like I can't live without them now. And yeah, I just wish Calgary seems pretty awesome.
I'm going to check that out. Yeah. No, it's kind of exceeding my expectations. It's good.
Yeah. Did you ever have any like regular jobs?
I've just had like so many jobs growing up. So I'm realizing I'm not fit for regular jobs. That's becoming more clear. Yeah, I like I need to work for I see that with like my mom and why she was a hoarder too, because I think it was just like, let's just have enough stuff so she could sustain herself to not have to have a real job.
Yeah.
And we would make fun of her. I'd be like, why don't you just get a real job like all the other parents? Like, you're so lazy, and that's why you had so many kids, just so you could be on like child welfare, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh no, I kind of get it, Mom. I can't.
I'm the same way. I hate like 9 to 5 is crazy. I don't know how people are able to do it. I lose my mind after a couple of months of it. And it's just like I feel claustrophobic with the place that I'm working at, and I'm just like, they are not paying me enough to be here. Like, what am I doing?
I know. I feel very entitled that way too. I'm like, the value I'm bringing is not being compensated. I would have to be paid so much to be here, and that's like one of the things my mom would say. I'm like, well, I'm gonna like dive into like crazy eccentric poverty person here soon, but yeah, growing up I just had to, I did it all. Like my dad had a lumber yard, so like we were there from like the age of like 4 pulling weeds, and it was all 2x4s day and night. And then I worked at like a pet shop and it was a feed store. I tried working like waitressing. That made me cry because I had extreme social anxiety and probably overwhelmed with people. So I've tried various, that kind of thing. I was like, I see in my past, I was always trying to carve out like my own like entrepreneurial, like little mini things. Cause I just like, don't like working for other people. I think that's honestly why I stayed in academia too. Cause as much as it's a structure, you have a lot more autonomy and it's not a regular 9 to 5. But yeah, I was editing people's papers. I was, babysitting, working with kids with autism, working under the table at Army store, and like,
holy crap. Yeah, you have had a lot of jobs. Wow. Yeah. You might be less employable than me. I don't know. You said you were a waitress. I was I bussed tables for a little while. That's where you just kind of clean up all the junk off of it. I just feel like I'm too much of a thief though. Like I had such a draw to like steal the tips from waitresses or whatever. I was like, I'm not cut out for this. I try to keep myself away from opportunities where I can steal shit because I'm such a thief. I have it in me and I can't get it out. I'm such a thief.
I'm such a thief. Just like clip that. That's who you are. I'm glad you're self-aware. There's not much cash around these days. So do you find yourself like just stealing from the dollar store or anything?
Yeah. No, I've gotten, we don't have to get too much into how I make my money or whatever, but yeah, I've gotten pretty lucky, but it's maybe Canadian real estate. That's what, it's weird. I feel like I have a draw to be more conservative, but then I look at how much I've benefited from immigration or like the country, allowing it. So because I think immigration like ups property values and stuff. Because like a lot of where I started my career was I bought a lot of houses and stuff, and then they ended up going up in value a lot and all that. So, but yeah, we definitely got more than enough for an episode. So I just want to thank you so much for all your thoughts and coming on the show. And I hope we talked enough about you and your comedy and. Anybody out there, you can go and find it at her website or on Instagram or YouTube at Dalaina Heiberg. Spelt, it's pretty easy to spell it, but D-A.
Just take a look on. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
I'm Dalaina and then Heiberg spelled Heiberg. You can find it there, and
definitely follow me, you guys. I need it.
Yeah, go out there, give her a follow, and you'll get more of this. More of this.
This was fun, Stefan.
Thank you. Yeah.
What's that?
I had fun too. I like how what did you do? Like a fake art critic. Like you do things where it's like Danny the something gal.
Dr. Dal art gal. Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. And what is that?
So I think it's just honestly like my inner like controlling. People have been coming out of the woodwork to tell me that they think I'm a little autistic. And I think it's just literally like my inner autistic voice of like, just someone who's not socially aware, just like an awkward, bumbling authority. It's my know-it-all side too. Yeah. Like coming out in full force. Cause like they're dumb, but they think that they're really smart. And that's a lane that I feel my brain going into all the time. So it's just a silly character, but I relate. I could endlessly do that. And I want to put out more.
For sure.
Go watch it.
Yeah. Well, I would just say, if I could give an opposing voice, I would just say, I don't think you're autistic. I think that like critics are like kind of the opposite of say somebody like you, where they feel smart by critiquing others, or just like, oh hey, I've put you into a box, you know, you can't be like that unless you're autistic. That's not
Right.
necessarily the case. You're just trying to express your thoughts that you think are funny, and they can come off autistic, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't always
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
be
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Right.
yeah.
No, there's
Anyway,
flexibility.
yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's another episode of Canadian Talk out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.